Entry 741021! Perhaps this station will hold the key to the real goals of Group 935. I still do not trust my unconventional allies, but they are of great use to me. But I digress. Who would have thought the MDT was capable of time travel? How many stations does this group have? Where did that little girl disappear to? Only time will tell what new questions await us in this theater of the damned.
Hello, I'm Aiden.
And I'm Josh. Welcome to Undead Ramblings, where we talk all things Call of Duty Zombies, amongst other games, movies, and other media.
This is episode 11 of our podcast, which we are recording on the 22nd of May, 2025. Last episode, we broke away from our discussion on Call of Duty Zombies and spoke about Dark Souls 1, covering Josh's journey through the first half of the game. So feel free to check that out. And if you haven't seen it, as well as any other previous episodes, and thanks to everyone who's already watched it so far and supported the channel.
Was that really the last episode? Jeez.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like
we'll
it
get
was
onto
Dark
that.
Souls.
Yeah, no, we'll get onto that. Don't you worry.
Aye.
If you haven't already done so, please do the usual YouTube pleasantries, like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Josh is now at 8,500 subs, or just over that.
Wow, really?
Which was the goal I initially set for the channel to reach before the end of the year, so you guys have absolutely smashed it. So let's continue the support and set a new goal for 9,000 subs by the end of the year.
Christ.
Hey, go big. Go big or go home.
Aye.
And just again as a reminder, we're going to put this out as a community post as well. Josh and I are looking for some help with the Black Ops 1 4-player Easter eggs in Ascension and Shangri-La. So if you have an Xbox and you want to kind of contribute to that and be part of the fun, drop a comment if you're interested, or drop Josh a message in Discord. On that, I'll hand over to Josh for channel updates and then any other news.
Alright, so... Well, we've had a bit of an update this week, haven't we?
Yeah.
So if you've read any of the community posts recently, you'll know that I've recently suffered with a hard drive failure, and we've lost an entire episode off the back of that, which was going to be Oblivion, the new remaster. So sadly, I'm hoping to be able to recover it at some point, but we've already kind of decided, haven't we, that it's probably better to just move on and cover it at a later date. Once we've finished the game, rather than...
Yeah, I think...
Oh,
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay, you go.
Yeah, no, it's basically what you were saying, like, yeah, we're going to cover it, probably cover Oblivion Remastered, probably have maybe 2 episodes, like the first episode being the main game and then the second episode being the DLCs.
Yeah.
In any case, it's going to be put on the back burner for quite a while, I think, for the time being.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because, like I say, literally, before this failure happened, the video was literally done. It was ready to render, and then it just went.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I wasn't able to back it up. So it's been a bit of an event having to buy a new hard drive and get all that set up again. Because, as we said in a previous video, the plan has always been to update the PC altogether. So I was hoping I wouldn't have to splash out on an extra hard drive, but you know, it is what it is. I'd rather do that now and be able to continue making, you know, podcast episodes and soundtrack content than not be able to access it at all. So I think it was the right choice, because it would have been.
I mean, it just straight up killed your PC, didn't it? The old hard drive.
More or less. I mean, I do have external drives that I could have installed Windows on, but if we've learned anything from our previous months of redoing the Zombies Easter eggs over and over and over again, it's that they're not particularly reliable.
Yeah, this isn't Josh's first rodeo with hard drive issues.
I wouldn't even say
put
it's
it
my
this
10th.
Yeah, I was gonna say, put it this way: with the amount of hard drives Josh has bought, he could probably start playing Jenga with them.
More or less. There's 2 there. I think there's one up there. These are dead ones, by the way. There's a one in the drawer now, so that's a 4th one. In fairness, to the external drives, I did drop them. So that was totally on me. But this one, like I said, this one that had all my stuff on it was I've had it for like over a decade at this point. So it's certainly pulled its weight. I'll give it that. Yeah. I think it's just it's just been too long. I think it's finally just keeled over, I guess. So I had to move on to a new drive.
Your PC is that ancient.
Pretty much, yeah. We were literally just talking about this. Like, I literally got my PC when I believe it was Arkham City. I said came out. So like I've had it since like 2012. So like honestly, it's the same.
Like...
It's the same computer that I'm using now that I uploaded my first video on. So it doesn't. Go on, sorry.
It's just prehistoric by like PC standards. Like I
it is, yeah.
It went live. Like Josh's motherboard is now a grand motherboard.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So like I said, the plan is to just get a new PC altogether, but for now we're sticking it together with tape and bits of string and hoping that it'll hold until we're able to get a new one. So, or I'm able to get a new one rather, and hopefully it won't be too long. It'll probably be a couple of months though, because like I said, if I'm gonna get a new PC, I may as well get a better one. Something that actually holds up by today's standards instead of just getting this sort of machine again.
Yeah, of course.
But in the interim, it's gonna should be back to normal for content now, unless God forbid something else breaks.
Yeah. You still need a little bit of time just to recover everything, don't you?
Aye, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I've had to start with a fresh install of Windows. I did manage to salvage some personal items like music and all that, but nothing relating to the YouTube channel, unfortunately. Well, not entirely true. Some soundtrack content was on that drive, so some of the older like Black Ops 4 stuff and that's on there, but nothing new. Nothing for Black Ops 6 or anything, so I'm going to have to make those again from scratch, which will always be fun.
So just be patient if there's not any soundtrack stuff coming out soon, is what you're saying?
More or less, yeah. Also, the plan is to continue with next Thursday, next Thursday for us, as usual, but I'm not going to make any hard promises on that, considering I do have to, like I say, get everything back, and I need to remake all the 3D assets for the backgrounds and all that, so it may take a little bit of work, but hopefully I'll have it out on Thursday, but you'll know when I do.
Yeah.
Alright, so moving on from that, for gaming news, we have Season 4 starting for Black Ops 6 on the 29th, is it? Yeah, 29th.
Yeah, so it should be by the time this episode goes live, it will be out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're not expecting a new map this season, I don't think. There was that King of the Dead thing that I saw on the post. I have no idea what that is, or if it's even related to zombies, because I couldn't find a single mention of it in the blog post.
I think it might be a limited time mode. I'm not 100% sure, though.
Right. Because there's, they added a few things, haven't they? Like, there's one that's like an abomination or something. Something like that. Just skimming over the details. But yeah, the main event for it is that Grief is making a comeback from Black Ops 2, so if anyone enjoyed that, that's...
Yay!
I can tell you're excited for it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, I said to you the other day, like, I enjoyed it, like, in Black Ops 2, but, like, as I've grown older and more cynical, like, I don't like playing with the randoms, and... the idea of just playing public matches, even if it is Grief, is not as appealing as it once was to me. Plus my just lukewarm reception to Black Ops 6 right now. It's just there's nothing enticing for it for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, as I said, I'm old and cynical.
I would have definitely preferred a new map, I'll be honest, but it is what it is. According to rumour, we may be getting 2 more maps.
Oh, okay.
I'm not entirely sure where that's sourced from, but I just saw it the other day, so... I wouldn't mind 2 more maps, though, if we get them. But it doesn't...
Yeah.
It doesn't appear that it's going to be this season, unfortunately, so...
No,
we'll
I
just
saw on
have to
Reddit
contend.
that someone said
Oh, go on.
this feels like a filler season.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, hopefully, like, if we want to like put a positive spin on it, I guess you could argue that this gives them an extra month and a bit to make the next map. So it might be a significant
True.
step up from the previous one, Shattered Veil.
True, and at least it ended on a pretty good map with the Shattered Veil. It's not like
Yeah,
the break is like. It's not like in Cold War where the break was like 5 AC and then Mauer to Toten. I know you had outbreaks in
Absolutely.
between them, but like in terms of round based maps.
yeah, for sure. I'll probably give Grief a go. I've tried all the modes so far, even if only once, like the previous one. Unfortunately, my tirade on that has been lost to time with the previous episode. But short and sweet, I didn't enjoy it very much. The last one, the zombie snacks mode and the high art event. I don't want to retread that again, but like I say, that's the general gist of it, isn't it? We
Yeah.
weren't too keen. I don't even think you tried it.
I played about like 5 minutes
Did you?
after that episode, or after we recorded, and spoke about it. Like I played 5 minutes of the zombie snacks on Liberty Falls. I didn't even get out starting area. It's just like, this is ass.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. And I didn't care for... I was just going to say, I didn't care for the whole Seth Rogen thing either. Found him a bit obnoxious, to be honest, but he's not... That's just me. It's just not something I'm really into. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think he said that, just to kind of reiterate, like, this is easily Call of Duty's worst event.
it is for zombies, for sure. It's basically... If anyone... I don't even know if it's still live. I'm going to assume it is. But if anyone missed it, it's basically the outbreak mode where you need food to survive, but with a small gimmick of you moving slower, I believe. If you don't like have food constantly. That's literally all I remember about it. Like I said, I only played it the once, and I just didn't care for it at all. So I'm hoping this game, like this month's limited time modes, are going to be a bit better. Fingers crossed.
From what I'm seeing though, like Grief doesn't look like, and how they've spoken about it, Grief doesn't look like it's going to be a limited time mode. I think this is a permanent mode.
Yeah, I think you're right, and thank God,
So-
because the game could really benefit from some permanent modes.
Mhm.
I'm so tired of every mode being like, it's on for like a couple months, and then you'll never get to try it again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as I said to you the other day, like, I've got no interest in putting like my time and attention into something that is ultimately not going to be here again.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I would if I wanted to say like, I'd like to see some of the modes from Black Ops 4 make a return. Like, I know they weren't the most popular, but I wouldn't mind
like
seeing
Rush.
I wouldn't mind seeing that come back in Black Ops 6. Or even the Gauntlet, because like I didn't enjoy it in Black Ops 4, I'll be honest. But I feel like with Black Ops 6's like gameplay design and it being a bit more accessible, it might be more fun. And less obnoxious.
Yeah, it would be cool to see them come back and be a bit more fine-tuned.
Yeah, I feel like the game, with how much more free-flowing the gameplay is in Black Ops 6, like they've been able to mantle over everything and all that, it could be pretty fun. And less frustrating to play Rush or something in Black Ops 6.
Yeah. Just touching back on Grief mode real quick. So, from my understanding from the blog post, it says that like it's basically going to work that there's objectives
Right.
that the teams can do, and that if you win if your team wins that objective, it gives the enemy team debuffs and nerfs, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It sounds kind of like the what do you call it? The trials system from the regular map, like the Sam Trials. I assume it's just that, except like you say, you get debuffs instead. I'm curious if Jug will make an appearance, because that was one of the best things about Black Ops 2's like Mob of the Dead grief, was that they completely cut Jug, and it made it so much more intense because people couldn't just camp in a corner with Jug for like, you know, the entire match. I really quite enjoyed Mob of the Dead's grief.
Yeah, like from my understanding, like there's going to be, each map has multiple arenas in it. So it seems like they've portioned up the maps, and you can play a different area.
Oh right, okay.
Which seems pretty cool. But I don't know how it's going to work. One thing that is a bit concerning though is that you can use gobble gums in grief.
Oh right. Yeah, that's not a good call.
Yeah, like you can imagine how broken that's going to be for the poor people versus the pay-to-win people.
Exactly, yeah. Like, honestly, that might have literally just killed my enthusiasm, or any enthusiasm I had. That is just such a terrible idea, to compete people who have gobblegums against people who don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's... I mean, I'll be honest, I wouldn't use gobblegums anywhere. Not on a mode like this.
Oh, no, but you can imagine the sweats who would.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Good luck winning against someone with Perkaholic while you're running with...
Exactly.
With no perks.
Exactly, like, I mean, I know the mode is called Grief, but come on.
Yeah.
That just does not sound fun at all.
It sounds total pay to win. 100%. Watch this space.
I guess...
Wait till they add gobblegums for grief.
Well, touching on like just kind of things that they have added for grief, there are some new Dark Ops challenges that are being dropped for this, and one of them is apparently going to be a grief-based Dark Ops challenge. So,
alright.
I'm genuinely pleasantly surprised that they're adding new Dark Ops challenges.
Yeah, it's something you've talked about in the past, isn't it? That you wanted more replayability, so...
So maybe someone at Treyarch is listening.
Aye.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they'll do. It'll probably be for like the new Easter eggs and stuff, I'd imagine.
I hope so. I mean, that being said though, like we do get calling cards anyway for the new Easter eggs, so...
True.
I don't see how that would be, but I'm hoping that maybe these will function like the ones in Cold War, where you get challenges based on a particular map. So
right,
I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Like maybe you get like 10,000 sword kills or something.
Oh right, yeah. I was maybe thinking it'd be something like Terminus, the beat it on around 51 or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
I wouldn't mind if
That'd
they did
really
something
cool,
like
actually,
that.
like defeat the Guardian with swords only.
Oh god.
Imagine.
It'll be a chip damage marathon.
Don't get hit by the lasers in
oh
the tomb.
god. Well, to be fair, that's not too bad. It's not normally the lasers that get me. It's the mimic or whatever it is that mini boss you get.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it'd be cool to see what I'd like to know how many they're adding. I'm hoping it's not just like 5.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't even mind them just adding some general challenges and stuff instead of just Dark Ops ones.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I've been kind of harping on about.
I mean, to be fair, we still have some to get. Some like launch Dark Ops challenges. So. It's always something we could go back and do. I'm trying to remember which ones there are that we haven't done. I mean, you still need to do the round 100 one, don't you?
I think so.
I'd still recommend.
Remember.
I'd still recommend that Liberty Falls strategy of camping on the zipline thing with the jet gun. That made it so much easier.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably get around to it at some point. It's just I've got far too many things to like play that are much more interesting.
Absolutely, yeah. Call of Duty is just kind of that filler game, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, exactly. Do you just want to go over the couple of other things that are coming in this season?
Yeah, sure. So we've got the return of Shatterblast, which I'll be honest, I'm sure I said to you last night, I couldn't even remember which one that was. but it's it's the one that damages armor, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think it only works on like Manglers and like
Armored
Krasnies
zombies.
and that sort of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly what it'll work on here. I'm trying to think of what enemies have armor in Black Ops 6.
There are the standard armored zombies.
It could be good on the Guardian. He uses armor.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I guess we'll see. I haven't really done my due diligence of going over the minor and major augments for it, so
Aye.
I don't know how exactly it functions. But I mean, the blog post should be in the description if people want to read it.
Yeah, I'll be sure to add that if you don't mind timestamping that.
Yes, I will.
Alright, well then again, I suppose you don't need to. It's just a link, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, and we've also got some new Gobblegums. I'll be honest, I didn't read them, so I've got no idea what these are. And a new kill
The only
streak.
one I think there's a couple of new ones, and then the return of the Hex one, the one with the witch on the
Oh,
bench.
Flavor Hex does something.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. I do remember its
which-
name, but I don't remember what it does.
It basically, in Black Ops 3, you could activate it 2 times, and it gives you a random Gobblegum effect.
Alright, okay. Can you get
Which
like
could be
any,
really
like...
cool if you... Yeah. Like in Black Ops 3, you could pull like a Perkaholic with it.
Alright, nice.
So, honestly, it's one of my favourite ones. I love the random nature of it.
So is it basically the same as, what's it called from Infinite Warfare? Irish Luck.
I think, yeah, I should imagine so.
Right, okay.
Mhm.
That was pretty cool when they did that in Infinite Warfare. I know it's gone off topic a little bit, but they made that a freebie, which I was quite surprised by.
Mm.
I mean, granted, you 90% of the time got shit, but at least you have the option. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I mean, like as I said, I like it. I like the random effect of it, so it's cool that it's coming back.
Yeah, for sure.
And you mentioned that we're getting a new kill streak, aren't we?
Yeah. I did read the name of it, but again, that's escaped me. I read this
It's
at
the
like
Grim
11
Reaper.
o'clock last night, so...
That's okay. It's the Grim Reaper, the like 4 rocket launcher.
Right. Is that in multiplayer or something?
I think so. I don't know. I know it's in Black Ops 1.
Oh,
There's a
right,
kill streak
okay.
in that. It's the big boxy looking rocket launcher that has like 4 things in it. Using campaign. It's the one that they use on the boat.
Let's put it in Resident Evil terms. Is it the one you use with Leon at the end of the game? For Resident Evil 2? The one with the square one with the 4 rockets.
Yes.
The green one.
It's that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's that one.
You have to put it in Resident Evil terms for me.
Okay. I'll bear that in mind next time.
We've also got well, we've already covered the limited time modes a bit, haven't we? Again, there's one with an abomination that's apparently a bit stronger than the other ones, and I don't remember what the other one was. You can tell I put a lot of stock in this blog post, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, the blog post is in the description for people to go read it at their own time. I think you and I are pretty much like meh. Well, I'm more meh than you with Black Ops 6 right now.
I am at the minute. I'm really ever since the high art event, I just haven't really cared about the game all that much. I don't think it's like I say. I'm not trying to say it's bad or anything like that. We always go through phases like this during a game's lifespan, don't we? Where it's just you just tune out and you just stop really caring for a bit. I think that's perfectly fine, really.
I think I mentioned this to you a while back, but I think you and I are gonna, once the season's completely or the game's completely wrapped, you and I are gonna discuss how much of a success or how successful Black Ops 6 as a whole really was.
Yeah, should be an interesting discussion. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so keep an eye out of that. We do have one other bit of news though before we get into our meat and potatoes.
Yeah, so for any Souls-like fans, we have Elden Ring Night Rain dropping on the day after the new season, the 30th. So if you're invested in that sort of kind of game, then that's something to look forward to. We're planning on covering it probably the week after this one, I assume. I don't.
The next episode, yeah.
Yeah, it was going to be a toss-up until we found that there's a new map. So instead of covering Grief, it's probably going to be this.
Yeah.
But we might do Grief the following week. Who knows?
Maybe.
I just don't know if
we'll
it's.
see.
I feel like it's something that's worth mentioning as part of another episode rather than making a dedicated episode for Grief. You know.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, like, I'm probably not going to touch Grief all that much, if at all. So,
yeah,
we'll see, But yeah, really looking forward to Night Rain though.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. If you've watched our previous episode, I've only recently started playing Souls-likes with Aiden on co-op, so this will be like my first foray into Elden Ring online at least. So see how that goes. I'm looking forward to covering it though.
Yeah, and you're really excited about it because like we're both effectively starting from scratch, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be nice to be like, you know, having to pull my weight a bit.
Playing an even footing.
Aye, pretty much.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to covering it as well.
Yeah, if there's only one thing that I wish they'd add, it's that you could play it with just 2 people. I wish it wasn't 1 or 3. But,
it is being considered. I know that's as much as I know of it, though. Like, I think they are considering it, but we'll see.
I mean, I don't mind playing with a random, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the player base is like for Souls-likes online, other than the people that invade us constantly, but, you know... That's neither here nor there.
there are quite a few people who do play like all aspects of the multiplayer. So I think the multiplayer aspect of it is quite has got quite a community behind it. And I know that in this, like, even though you can go in with a 3 people maximum, you're not all confined together. Like, each player can go off and do their own thing.
Right, okay. That's pretty cool. I've had it in my head, like, I haven't watched any of the trailers or anything, so I've had it in my head as it basically just being a boss rush mode, but I'm assuming that's not the case?
Yes and no. Like, basically the way it works is that you jump into a game, and you can either go off and do your own thing or work as a team, and you basically gather resources, gather level ups, fight some bosses, if that's what you want to do to like get better loot.
Right.
And you've got basically 3 days and 3 nights of gameplay.
Right.
I don't know how long that equates into hours. And on the 3rd night, the arena basically forces you to go and fight the final boss.
Yeah. Is there like a bunch of different, you know, arenas, so to speak?
Yeah. It's got a couple of, like, a few... I think they're randomly generated.
Oh, right, nice.
So, yeah, it's going to be cool. I would check out... They did a big video on it not too long ago, so I'd check that out if you're interested in some of the more nuances of it.
Aye. It might be an idea, like, I'm not sure if you're interested, but to maybe do, like, some gameplay recordings of that, like, of us actually playing it. See how that goes, just to fill out the podcast. I was going to say, it could add a bit of new flavour to it. Maybe do something like that.
Do a kind of bonus episode on it.
Aye, awesome. Well, that's the end of the news. It's gone on a bit longer than the previous ones, but it's been a bit of a...
Aye.
It's been like, 4 weeks now since we had an episode, something like that.
Yeah, Bit to cover.
Yeah, I've quite a bit to cover.
Well, I'll dive into the topics then, being as we're moving on. So, in this episode of Undead Ramblings, we're going to be talking about our we were going to be talking about our initial impressions of the Oblivion Remaster. However, being as that went pear-shaped due to technical issues, we've instead decided to put that on the back burner for later and return to the world of Call of Duty Zombies. So, in this episode, Josh and I are going to give our thoughts on arguably the most iconic Zombies map and the absolute fan favourite Kino de Toten. As usual, we'll be focusing on the Black Ops 1 version, as well as covering, we'll be covering all the Chronicles maps in their own videos. So we're just going to be focusing on Black Ops 1.
That's going to be like a super length video, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll discuss that, like how we're going to be doing that, but, another time. But yeah,
I'm maybe thinking we could do the whole episode as one big long one, and then just release it in parts.
Maybe
as a separate, like, standalone thing. If people just want to watch a certain episode, that's how I would.
Maybe.
But yeah. Anyway, sorry. You go.
Yeah, we'll chat about it.
Alright.
So topics for this episode, though, we'll cover the background of the map and the setting, our initial thoughts on the map, cast and story, mechanics and gameplay, music, trivia, and then any other bits that we've not covered. Actually, I don't think I even have trivia, so ignore that. It's just music and then other. I kind of lump trivia into the same thing as other, so...
Yeah, I would have, like, if I'd had a bit more time and I wasn't fixing the computer, I would have found some trivia to add, but unfortunately, like I say, I've had to kind of scramble this together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's some trivia bits in the other section, so... yeah. So... let's get into our main discussion, starting with the background and map settings. So, released as one of 3 on-disc Zombies experiences for Call of Duty Black Ops 1 on November the 10th, 15 years ago. 15 years ago!
Wild, isn't it?
I feel so old. Yeah, Kino was released alongside the map 5 and Dead Ops Arcade. I'm just going to read out the timeline excerpt for Kino. Unless you want to do it, Josh.
Oh, no, it's alright. You've got this.
Okay. Sorry, I feel like I'm kind of taking over here.
No, it's alright.
So, Kino is set on October the 28th, 1963. From the Dries facility, Ultimus teleports to Kino. Temporal rifts occur across dimensions. In light of these developments, Monty feels obligated to step in and begins to make changes in the background across time. He helps Group 935 invent perk machines. He adds chalk drawings to the walls, little nudges. Ultimus locates a lunar lander and flies to the Ascension facility.
Happy days.
It's quite
an interesting setup.
So, yeah. I mean, like, as I've mentioned this like a bit further in the document, but the whole kind of concept of Kino has a lot more backstory than it actually has a story in the actual map. So there are other timeline excerpts that go into more of the background of the map, which we'll get into.
Absolutely. I might link to the timeline as well in the description if anyone wants to go and have a look at that. I'm assuming most people have seen it, but then again, Dark Ether's kind of the new thing, isn't it? So probably not.
Yeah.
But if you're interested, I'll include the link.
Yep. Cool. So it's set in an abandoned theatre in Berlin. That's pretty much the concept of the map.
Yeah.
I love the idea of like a zombies map in a theatre. I think it works so well.
I was gonna say, like, I know it's gone off topic a bit slightly, but I don't know what it is about that setting, but it just works. It's I really like that aspect of Beast from Beyond, although the map isn't that great.
Yeah.
I love the theatre, the theatre part of it. Yeah, it was always my favourite spot to hang out when we played that. God knows how many times we had to sit through that map. But we'll get to that eventually. Yeah. We'll cover that another day.
Bit PTSD there.
Just a bit, yeah.
Do you wanna take the next bit about map and mode development?
Oh, sure. So there's not really a whole lot here. One of the biggest, like most common bits of knowledge that goes around with this map is that it was originally supposed to be a DLC for World at War, so it's definitely an interesting thing to think about. I know I've seen some modded maps on World at War of people adding it retroactively back into World at War, which is always fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like really interesting to think how different things would have been. Like, would 5 have been the only map in Black Ops 1? If we hadn't had it, or would 5 still be a bonus map and something else would have taken Kino? Would it be Ascension? Would Ascension have been the launch map? Because they both share the Thunder Gun.
Yeah, I reckon it would be 5 and Dead Ops as launch.
Aye. I mean, it's funny because I feel like if that had been the case, like the initial perception of Black Ops 1 probably wouldn't have been quite as positive if Kino had been if 5 had been the only map that came out with the game, because it wasn't the most beloved map, was it, when it came out?
No, it still arguably is lower on most people's lists.
Yeah, I mean it's not. No, I'm going to turn this into a 5 review. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, it's just interesting to think how different things might have been had we got it a little bit earlier, and how much I'm glad we got it in Black Ops 1 personally, because it comes with all the gameplay improvements that Black Ops 1 offers, such as I suppose we can get into this later with the gameplay stuff, but
yeah.
I
can definitely see
I'll just mention hit detection.
Sorry.
Better hit detection.
Yes. Yeah, no more Gersh hands.
Yeah, no more Gersh hands. So that's a huge win for Black Ops 1 having the map first. But what were you going to say, sorry?
For real. I was just going to say that I can definitely see how it could fit into World at War. It definitely feels like a World at War map.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely follows the theme. I can't say the word for what zombies used to be called, but it certainly thematically ties in.
Yeah, 1945 Germans.
Yeah.
Political party theme.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are you aware of any other kind of development stories?
Other than the fact that the trailer that we talked about was supposed to come out, like the Kino Toten music video trailer was supposed to come out with it, but they just never did. And we got that later down the line. Yeah, they released that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I don't I mean, Black Ops 1 had already released by the time I came to the scene, so...
Yeah.
So I wasn't aware if there was any kind of marketing towards zombies, or any kind of confirmation if zombies was even going to be a thing in Black Ops 1 during the lead up to it.
Yeah, same here, honestly. It's definitely interesting to see what they'd been cooking over the years, Alright, so do you want to get into initial thoughts then?
Yeah, take us away. Like, tell me what's your initial thoughts on the map as a whole.
I enjoy it. I don't quite have the nostalgia for it that some other people do, because, like I say, if you watched the previous episodes, Nacht was my first map, like the original one. So I don't quite have as much nostalgia for Kino as some other people do, but I do thoroughly enjoy playing it. I think it's exactly what a launch map should be. It's basically Der Riese, which, following up from Der Riese, was probably the best thing they could have done.
Yeah.
There's nothing complicated in it. It's relatively easy to learn and quite fun to master. It's one of those. It still brings back all of the features you expect, like the teleporter, the perks, that sort of thing. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic follow-up to Der Riese. It's got some interesting new gimmicks, which we'll get into when we get into gameplay. Like new enemy types, that sort of thing. More backstory and stuff like that. Initially, when I first played it, this might be one where... Well, I do remember my first playthrough of it, but it was very, very brief. It brings back an interesting memory, to be honest, because for some reason, when Black Ops 1 first got announced, I hated it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why. I loved World at War all the way through, and loved Der Riese, Nacht, Verok, Shinonuma, and then they announced that Zombies was coming back, and for some reason I had this really negative disposition towards it, and I can't remember why. I just remember sitting with a friend playing Red Dead Redemption, and being like, I'm not getting that Black Ops. That Black Ops looks rubbish. And I honestly, I couldn't tell you why. I genuinely couldn't tell you why.
Wow.
I honestly did not want anything to do with it for the longest time. And then eventually, it was like that meme, the one with the bird where it's like they offer it food and it's like, get that out of my face.
Oh yeah.
That's basically how it went. So I tried it. I was like, oh, actually, this isn't that bad.
I'm thinking the Danny DeVito meme of where it goes, my God, I get it.
Yeah. Exactly that, yeah. Like I say, I've tried and racked my brain for years to remember what it was that had me so on edge about it, but I genuinely cannot remember what it was. I've even asked...
Could it have been...
Oh, go on.
I was just going to ask, could it have been that was set in the Cold War and not World War II?
I mean, it may have been. Maybe, like you say, maybe I didn't like that they changed the weapons and all that, and... Or that it didn't make sense that all the new weapons were there, but I don't know, that just seems extremely petty. I mean, I have no doubt. I was, like, young back then, so it was like, it could well have been something stupid and petty, and... Honestly, yeah. I really don't know. I just wish I could, because I'd love to talk about it and roast myself for it, but...
Well, whatever the case is, you've seen the light.
I did, yeah. So I finally played it, and it just clicked. I just really enjoyed playing it. I was so glad that the zombies weren't as glitchy. I think that was the big thing that I really got from it. Was that, oh my God, I can play this one beyond round 5 on solo. What about you, though?
I mean, I've got a lot of nostalgia for this map. This was... I mean, firstly, I'd like to preface this. I think, as I said earlier, I would say that this has an argument to be the most iconic map for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
For multiple aspects, I think everyone, not least that everyone and their mother has probably played this. I would love to know which has been more which players have got more nostalgia for or played more on. Have they played this map more or Transit more?
Ooh, it's a pretty difficult one, isn't it? Because I know that Black Ops 2 has a bit of a cult following these days, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and regardless of what you feel about Transit, I think a lot of people, myself included, have a lot of fond memories of Transit, despite of how bad a map it is.
Yeah, when I think back on Transit and, like, my first experience with it and all that, I thoroughly enjoyed playing it at launch. Despite how rough it was, I didn't really see that. It was just... like you say, it's just the memories of, like, just camping on the bus with your friends and... watching the chaos unfold. It was I could definitely see why people have nostalgia for Transit, even if the map isn't the best.
Yeah, so I'd definitely say like this map and Transit have got the most nostalgia over them, and this map is definitely iconic. I would say it's the most iconic map for, as I said, multiple reasons. So
I'd say should probably be in there as well.
Oh yeah. But I think Deriz was arguably released when the mode was still niche. I'd say this is the first kind of real access that most people had to kind of zombies and their gateway.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the case for me. Like, Kino was the first map I ever loaded up myself. Like, I played bits of it with friends on their consoles, but I never like a World at War and Deriz. But Kino was the first map I ever loaded up on my own, and I remember being ricked often, and he said that line about like,
oh god,
what was it?
Nothing good, I'd imagine.
Like, oh joy, there's no power, or something like about like.
Oh yeah,
go turn on the power or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but I remember just hearing those opening lines and being hooked, line and sinker straight away.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get very far in those initial games, and like Ascension and Call of the Dead was pretty much on its way. Ascension was already out, and Call of the Dead was pretty much on its way. So, so I did come to it quite late, but I love Kino. I can't express how much I love it. It's aged now, but it's still like one of my favorite maps.
Absolutely.
And I love the layout of it. I love the kind of vibe of the map as well, despite the grayed out color palette.
Oh yeah.
I love the weapons. I love like how the game flows. The thunder gun, like I love this map.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I do often find myself sometimes just sometimes when I'm just bored or something and looking for something to do, I'll often boot up the Black Ops 1 version of Kino, despite the Black Ops 3 version being there, just because it just has an atmosphere all its own, that particular version.
Yeah.
And it helps that the thunder gun strategy on the stage actually works on the original. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I enjoy both versions, but there's something about the Black Ops 1 version that, I don't know, it's like it's just pure nostalgia, isn't it?
Absolutely. I remember just like my initial route through the map was to go through the alleyway, and then I realised how good the MP40 was, so I decided to go that way instead. And that's my usual route. Are you?
Oh, go on.
I was going to say, are you Olympia gang or M14 gang?
M14, and it's not even close. If we're talking about the upgraded Olympia, then I'd say the Olympia. But the M14, it's just so much better early on. It really is.
Yeah, for real. Totally there with you. Yeah, I think Kino's definitely... I remember the highest round I've ever gotten on Kino, because I got higher than most of my other friends. This was long before I met you. I got up to round 45 on Kino, which is a bit like crap by today's standards, but back then, when high rounds were hard to get to...
I was going to say, you've got to remember that by this point, like round 25 or something was considered high. Because it was just outrageously difficult in the early games.
Like, this was back when we had like the 2-hit system, and ammo was dreadful on Black Ops 1.
And the dogs. God, the dogs.
Yeah. Back when they were still scary as well. Like, so I was really proud of my like round 40. I was trying to go for round 50, but I remember getting stuck on geometry and just getting absolutely swarmed because I had gun ammo.
It's typically how it goes, isn't it? The geometry is more of a threat in zombies than half the enemies that you end up facing.
Oh yeah, for real. This is before you can mantle things as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, so good.
It is a classic. Sorry, what we said.
I was going to say, like, if you haven't got anything to add on there, let's move on to cast and story if you want.
Yeah, sure.
You can take it away on this if you want.
Aye, why not? So this one features the return of Ultimus from the previous maps, Shinonuma and Deriz, or Nacht and Verug, depending if you play the Black Ops 1 ports. But we won't consider that. So yeah, they make their return here. As you put on the document, they're definitely more comfortable in their roles this time around. I think this is where Black Ops 1's the game where we finally get a look into who they'd be for, the rest of the game's lifespan, I guess. They certainly have a bit of a tonal shift from the World at War versions. They definitely sound a bit more refined here, for sure. Some of the quotes sound a lot better. I know some of Richtoffen's early ones can sound a bit, especially the World at War ones, can sound a bit patchy here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a bit of some awkward deliveries in there and stuff, but like you said, they're definitely improved significantly with Kino. It definitely feels more refined and more polished.
I think.
Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say, I think Kino and Shang have got some of my favourite Richtofen quotes in them.
Oh yeah.
Nolan's delivery is just spot on.
It really is, honest to God. Like they really couldn't have cast him any better, to be honest. I can't imagine anyone else voicing Richtofen than Nolan North.
Yeah. And the other three were great as well.
I was going to say, yeah, to be fair, all of them I can't imagine being voiced by anybody else but who they're voiced by now. It just wouldn't be the same, would it?
No, absolutely not.
We also see the return of Maxis from the previous map as well. Ludwig Maxis.
Via the radios, yeah.
Yeah, via the radios. And we get quite a bit more going on with all that. We also have the theatre, as we've talked about before, and what they've been doing there. Like, it's all like the brainwashing and all that, isn't it? Where they're trying to make an army of zombies, so to speak.
Yeah. This is mainly explored in both the timeline. It's kind of expanded more in the timeline, but you can kind of get the gist in the kind of film reels and radios that the Kino facility was to kind of brainwash zombies into obedience.
Yeah. So it's kind of like an extension of what they were doing in Deriz, really.
Yeah, exactly. I think Deriz was where they created the zombies, but this was where they were kind of trying to make them do what they said.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is under orders from the command, isn't it? This isn't like something that they wanted to do.
Yeah, the German High Command of 1945.
Yeah. Yeah, they're basically being forced to under, I guess, being bribed by investments.
Yeah. Angry mustache man gave Maxis and Group 95 money in exchange for an army.
Pretty much, yeah. And as things go on, we find out that some of the cast aren't quite as happy with that as they are.
Mm-hmm.
So we also get an expansion on Sophia from Deriz, who was featured in one of the radios. And they spend like... Oh, go on.
I was just going to say, sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's all good.
I probably didn't make that clear here. So she's not strictly mentioned in this. It's in the timeline that it says that she and Maxis came here. And she doesn't have any kind of voices in this.
Right.
And it's only Gorod Krovi that kind of expands on her in this regard. And I don't know if it's just in the GK in the Gorod Krovi fracture that it happens, or if it does happen in this timeline as well.
Right. Okay. Well, like you said, in the timeline, it does say that they spent a couple of months at the facility in 1942 to focus on creating an undead army by using films to brainwash the zombies into obedience. So it's basically the plot of like Outlast, I guess. With the brainwashing and the TV screens and all that. So yeah, it's not really like a plot thread that they keep going with after this point. It kind of gets dropped, doesn't it? We just have to assume that they failed at what they were trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you probably see, like I put in that one zombie called Patient 26 starts to respond to the treatment and show promise, but he's then startled by, I think, the alarms and attacks his handler, and so it's killed, and that's deemed a setback. So I guess they kind of scrapped the idea of making these zombies obedient through this method.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and again, I suppose, given later events with Moon and that, I'm assuming that probably most of the staff is probably dead. More so than it being cancelled. It's probably that's probably why it was discontinued. It's interesting though, because as far as I'm aware, at least, maybe they mentioned it in the timeline. Which I haven't read this in quite a long time, so I might have forgotten some of it. But they never mention any of the Americans or anything trying to use brainwashing, from what I remember.
I don't recall that being the case, unless they alluded to it in I think they might have alluded to it in Black Ops 4 through the radios and such, but don't quote me on that. So I didn't see anything in the timeline myself, but yeah.
Right. So I just think it's interesting that they didn't pick up where they left off. Potentially. Like I say, obviously that's up in the air because we haven't got the source to verify that.
Yeah.
But Yeah, it was definitely an interesting angle for them to go with. Like I say, it builds on what they already established in Derries, with them trying to like get control of them in some way. Clearly, it didn't work, as we found out.
Yeah, and I mean, like a lot of what Kino is about is set up in backstory. Like, by the time our characters get there, it's just another outbreak. There's not really much more. I suppose we should probably mention how they got there, though.
Yeah, that's true. So again, it's not exclusive to the timeline. It's mentioned in the intro dialogue, which you may have heard at the start of this episode, if I remember to do it. We find out that the characters used the Wonderwaff in Derries to overload the teleporter, which has sent them through time. So that's why we have all the different weapons and the different setting as well. So I would have been interested to see what Kino would have been like in the time when Derries was still going, like in the 1940s, to see what it would have been like then, when it was still, in use.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. I can imagine like all the zombies sitting in like the chairs and then slowly getting up as you open the doors.
Yeah, that would honestly be pretty neat if they did that in a future version. If we ever, God forbid, we ever see Kino to Toten redone again.
You heard it here first, folks.
So to close off this section, in a later map, like a much later map with Gorod Krovi, we find out that Sophia has been, in this particular timeline, is attacked by a zombie, and she becomes the sphere that we see in that map's Easter egg, which is pretty cool. I'm saying an Easter egg. She shows up generally, doesn't she? She's in like Dragon Command, and you see her regardless. Like you say, I don't know how much of that is true in this universe, the original one. Whether she's dead or not, she's not particularly mentioned again, as far as I'm aware. After Kino,
No, I think the only mention we have of her in the original timeline, at least from World at War through to Black Ops 1 Moon, is in the Derries radio.
Yeah,
maybe in a Radio Moon, but I can't recall her being mentioned ever again up until GK.
Yeah, nor can I, honestly. That's why I'm really struggling to think, like, where else she comes up, because I'm like, other than GK, I don't remember hearing about her all that much. I just assumed that she was killed off screen.
Yeah.
Or either that, or just moved on, I guess. Either way. So yeah, I think that covers all of the story stuff, if you want to move on to mechanics and gameplay.
Yeah, sure. Did you want to start us off here, or do you want me to do it?
You can start off with this one if you want.
Sure. So, as we kind of mentioned earlier, this map pretty much plays functionally the same as Derries. You got your Pack-a-Punch, perks, Bowie knife, some traps. Like, I think, other than the layout, there's pretty much no difference between this map and Derries.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I said, they took all the best aspects of Derries and just replicated them. Which was probably the best thing they could have done, to be honest.
Yeah. Obviously, it's been updated with the Black Ops 1 mechanics, so you got the dive, smoother movement, and Cold War style weapons, such as fan favourites like the Galil or the RPK.
Commander.
Yep. Are you RPK or HK21?
RPK.
Oh, I'm HK21, I'm afraid. What about
for
Galil
me
or Commando?
For me, the HK, it's the sound. It is so mind-numbing. I hate the sound of it.
That sound.
It's even worse with double tap.
I love how beefy it sounds. It sounds so good.
It does. It definitely has kick to it. You definitely feel it, but it sounds. It always just sounds when you're using it like it's the same one sound clip being used for every single shot.
Oh yeah.
And that's what gets me. Like, I feel like a lot of the other guns have like about 4 different variants of gunshot sounds. So you get like a different sound like almost every time, or at least if it's in a stream of bullets, you don't notice it as much.
It's like the grenades or explosive noise in Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
It's just the same. It's just the same explosive noise every single time.
And
so
you
God
just,
forbid
like-
you fire a war machine.
You're just like, oh. Let me hear something else.
Yep. What about the Galil and Commando? Which one did you gravitate to?
The Galil.
Ooh,
Too much of a
okay.
classic, that one.
That's totally fair. I think I preferred the Commando myself, to be honest.
Aye, that's totally fair. I mean, both of them are totally solid, like you said. Like,
Mhm.
I'd say like the Commando's probably the stand-in for the PPSH, which is
Yeah.
certainly
Yeah.
a fine choice. Not sure what you call the
Mhm.
Galil though. I don't remember any assault rifles in World at War being particularly standout. It was more the LMGs, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure. I mean, obviously, we also got the absolute classics that are the Mustang and Sallies.
Oh yeah, for sure. Although they don't quite get their moment to shine in this map because PhD wasn't
Nope.
a thing yet, so they were basically a death sentence.
I have, yeah, absolutely. I have many a fond memory though of initially pack punching the Mustang and Sallies and going to the window that overlooks the rest of the theatre and just firing down into the horde.
Oh yeah, for sure, and pelting grenades down as well.
Absolutely. A couple of other weapons I want to kind of touch on is the crossbow and the ballistic knives and how cool their kind of gimmick was when they got pack punched.
Oh yeah, for sure. The crossbow one was definitely standout.
Yeah, it's like basically a monkey bomb on hand, isn't it?
And how many shots did it have? Was it like 13 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 13 monkey bombs. I mean, granted, they don't last as long, but in a pinch, they certainly came in useful.
Mhm.
It's crazy, isn't it? How stuff like that was considered like overpowered and broken back then, but nowadays they've got so many like field upgrades and that just do that process anyway.
Yeah.
It's just funny how things change.
Yeah, it's definitely been lost over the years, hasn't it? I think it was really kind of lost from Black Ops 3, really.
Yeah, for sure.
The moment you could start attaching your weapon, putting attachments on your weapons, there was no need to kind of change the function of how these guns work.
Yeah, I assumed that the intended answer for that was alternate ammo types. I'm assuming that's kind of what their answer to that was. Which is fair enough, you know. Speaking of which, this is a slight tangent, but do you prefer random alternate ammo types, or do you prefer getting to choose?
Getting to choose.
You prefer getting to choose. Yeah, I guess I guess it makes sense with the more modern games, given that, you know, enemies are like weak to certain like ammo types. It makes sense to be able to choose, but I don't know, I kind of like the randomness of it.
I wouldn't have a problem or a bigger problem with the random ammo types if they weren't like you didn't need them for certain steps in an Easter egg.
Right, yeah.
Black Ops
that's a good
3
point.
is not as guilty of this as if at all, as Black Ops 4 is, but like the step on Voyage where you need to have the acid one, I think.
Oh yeah, I think I remember.
Well, it's not even that. Like on Voyage, where you needed a different ammo type to do the plug sockets.
Yeah, doesn't Alpha Omega also have a different ammo type per ray gun?
Yeah. So that's kind of my main issue with the random ammo types. I don't hate them like for their function. It's when they kind of implement them in Easter eggs and such. It's like it's the RNG that you get with early Easter eggs for box wonder weapons.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
I'm trying to remember.
It turns into a money pit.
I'm trying to remember if Black Ops 6 has any steps like that. The only one I can
Isn't
think
it
of
the-
is shooting the antenna with dead
Yeah,
wire.
yeah.
That's like,
hmm
oh yeah, there's,
And
there's the terminus elevator, isn't there?
yeah, exactly. You saw it in Cold War with the no, ignore me there. I think I'm chatting shit there.
Which one was it?
But
You never know.
I was gonna say D Machine with the getting the alternate wonder weapon ammo types.
Yeah.
But I don't think does that play a factor.
I don't think so. I don't think you need to use it.
Okay, so yeah, I am chatting shit.
I mean, I could be wrong.
so-
I haven't done it in a while, so I might be misremembering.
I don't know, but yeah, no, that's why I like being able to choose.
Oh, yeah, I can totally understand it for Easter egg reasons. It's kind of the same reason that I'm not too fond of the box these days, when you can just pick a weapon that you want for the boss fight and take it the whole game.
Yeah,
Easy enough.
And it's like, I remember sinking so much money into Black Ops 3's like pack punching, because like I would want, if I'm doing an Easter egg run, I don't want what's it called, the brain rot.
Yeah,
But then,
yeah.
so I had to pack a punch my gun again, and then it gives me something crap like Thunderwall.
Yeah, for sure.
When I wanted something like the electric one or the fire one.
Aye. No, I totally agree. There's nothing
So,
worse than getting
yeah.
brain rot during an Easter egg run.
Exactly. Let's move on. So this Kino, in tradition with early Zombies maps, introduced quite a few new things, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We have the Thunder Gun, which is featured also in Ascension, which we'll get to next. Oh, it's not next time. It's 5, isn't it? Next time.
Yes.
So
I always forget about 5.
yeah, same here. Yeah, the Thunder Gun's always been a bit of a standout. It's certainly come back a few times. It may be like the second most recurring one from the Wonderwaff, to be honest.
And the ray gun.
And the ray gun, yeah.
Honestly, like it must be top 5 at least. Like with the ray gun Mark II, the original ray gun, and the Wonderwaff, and then the Thunder Gun. It's definitely up there.
Yeah. So Thunder Gun appears in Revelations as well, isn't it? And Tag also appears there.
Various Chronicles maps.
Knacked, technically.
Yeah. Quite a few.
It's a fan favourite, though. I can totally see why they bring it back all the time. Certainly got no complaints there. We've also had the introduction of the fire sale, which honestly I may need to actually do a breakdown for this one, because if you don't use the box in Black Ops 6 or Cold War, then you'll never know what a fire sale is. Basically, it lets you buy a box spin for 10 points for 60 seconds, is it? 30 seconons?
Yeah. I think it's 30.
Yeah, you might be
Could
right
be wrong.
there. So it was pretty good. I remember it being years before it came out that it was like you had to move the box first. Seems like no one figured that out for ages. Because they were like, why aren't I getting one?
I think most people in the early days of Zombies, you always went up to the box. Like it served a higher function, so people would naturally move the box anyway. And it wasn't until the box started to become less obsolete that people were realizing, oh, hang on a minute, where's the fire sales?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so you have to move the box at least once to trigger it. So for anyone who wants to try it out in Black Ops 6, if somehow they didn't know that it's a thing, there you go.
Yeah. Many a game or an early Zombies game has been ended due to fire sale greed.
Yeah, it's a clinical condition, fire sale greed. It really is. Honestly, it's wild, like you say. Well, not even just fire sales. Just I remember the amount of times that you'd see that revive icon come up in Dori's, like right next to the box, and you're like, oh, they've done it again. They get up, you revive them, and they stand there and use it again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my god, move! God, this is bringing back like PTSD. It's like people who never get jug. They just keep hitting the box forever.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're gonna get the gun and you're gonna die with it.
I don't know about you, but like randoms especially in Black Ops 1 Kino are a different breed altogether.
This should have been its own category. It really should.
It really should have, thinking about it. Like you have your window stealers, you have your people who like look like they're playing on like locally together. So you've got like their name and then the +1. Yeah, split screen.
Yeah.
And one of them is always just ass. Like you're constantly picking them up and then they both go down together and they both leave.
Either that or one of them is AFK. That's also
absolutely.
a common occurrence.
Constantly loading up or trying to get into a zombie's random lobby and just being stuck in the lobby with the like two of these people who never ready up.
That sucked because you needed at least 3 people to ready up for the lobby to start, and if they're on split screen, you were at their mercy.
Yeah, absolutely.
The amount of jokes that I've made about it, like with friends, like, have they fallen asleep? Have they gone for dinner? Where have they gone? Like,
yeah.
Get out the matchmaking, please.
Just hogging up space.
Exactly, it's ridiculous.
And then you got some of my favourites, which, like, if they see that you got the thunder gun, you see the light bulb appear above their head.
Gone. Yes, I missed the light bulb so much. I forgot about it till you mentioned it. Dear Lord.
Oh my god. It's, yeah, and it's only in Kino that you really get those kind of people.
And you also get the ones that dive on you when you're prone. And put you down.
Absolutely, yeah. Yep. Yeah, and as you've kind of alluded to, you got your people who kind of hoard up cash like billionaires.
And never open doors, and they wait for they wait for you to open the way to pack a punch or the box.
As soon as they see the box, it's like, I'm going ham, I'm investing everything into this.
To be fair, that breed has persisted into Black Ops 6 as well. I don't think we'll ever get rid of that particular type of player. It's just
and then you get the people who do get the wonder weapon, like the thunder gun, and they are the most ass players on this planet. They have no skill whatsoever, and then the moment they get down, they leave.
Yeah, like, well, they won't. They'll stay until they bleed out.
Oh yeah.
As soon as they bleed out, though, it's gone. And what sucks about it is they take the wonder weapon with them, so it's gone, and you're like, oh. God.
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, it's usually the host.
Interesting question, actually. At what point did you decide you were done with randoms?
I'm gonna say Black Ops after Black Ops 2, maybe.
For me, it was Revelations. Revelations broke me with people spamming the box for the Thunder Gun and the Apothecary Servant. I couldn't deal with it. It took me back to like 2009 with World at War, with people hogging the box, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore. I was like, no. I mean, I still play with randoms from time to time, but only with friends. I'll never play it on my own with randoms. I do not need that stress in my life. I will say though, I know it's not been proven in the games we've had, but I found that in Black Ops 6, people seem to be generally better. I think it's just because the game is easier than it used to be.
Yeah, I reckon so.
I've noticed a lot more people that play the game properly now than people that don't. You know what I mean? There's definitely been an improvement over the years, for sure.
Okay, that's cool.
Only in certain aspects, though.
Yeah.
You're always going to have like your kill stealers and all that. Well, then again, no. I didn't actually run into any kill stealers. Yeah.
You don't have like designated windows anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And well, nowadays it's rampage inducer spammers. That's the new one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where they put it on and then they die within the first 5 minutes of it being active, and you're like, no, I'm turning this off. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting here getting you up every 5 minutes because you want the game to go a little faster.
Yeah, for real. Getting back on task. So, Kino also introduced a couple of other things. So, we've got 2 new traps in this game, or in this map. We've got the gun turret and the flame pit. I don't remember seeing the flame pit in many other maps, but we have had the gun turret in quite a few.
It's funny because I prefer the flame trap to the turret, to be honest. I find the turret can be a bit hit and miss.
Yeah, it's nice to have something that, like the flame pit, that just kills a horde when they
Yeah,
run through it.
it's consistent.
Yeah, for real. I think the biggest change though came to quick revive, didn't it?
Yeah, so for anyone who didn't play World at War, if you bought Quick Revive on solo, it was a total waste. It didn't have any effect whatsoever. If you went down, you were down. That was it. It was over. But in Black Ops 1, they introduced self-revives, so you could buy it up to 3 times, I believe. For 500 points instead of the traditional 1,500. And yeah, that was one of the best changes they've ever made. Because it made it actually viable to go for relatively high rounds on solo. Whereas before it was like, if you slipped up once, that was that. Curtains. It's over. So definitely...
Did you...
Oh, go on.
No, you finish up.
I was just going to say that I definitely appreciated the ability to revive myself on solo.
Yeah. Did you ever have a kind of minimum round that you had to reach before you bought your first quick revive?
I did for a while. I think it was like maybe like 10. Something like that. So I always hated when you'd buy it and then you'd get double tapped and that would be that. You just lost your first quick revive right off the bat and it's like, oh!
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was either round 10 or after the first round for me.
Aye, yeah, for sure. Dogs in that didn't mess about like on World at War. Black Ops 1 and World at War, rather.
No, they did not.
Absolute pain to deal with.
We've already covered like the reels and the radio, which explains some of the backstory. But there are the one other thing that I kind of wanted to cover was the teleporting and the different rooms it took you to.
Oh yeah, for Pack-a-Punch.
That's the one. And the main one that stuck out was the Samantha's room, which was retroactively made to be in the house in Revelations.
Yeah, that was always pretty cool.
I loved the little Easter eggs in there.
Yeah, like the little figurines for the crew and all that.
Yeah, and that they're on the kind of the board that they're on is the overlay of Deriz.
Oh right, okay. I knew it was off one of the zombies maps, but I couldn't remember which.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's nice to see that this was kind of the first introduction to Samantha's room. It's nice to see its roots.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have a flip side to it in this map as well, don't they?
Yeah, the demonic room is creepy.
Yeah, it really is. It's certainly representative of what's been happening with her for the last couple of years, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a couple of other rooms, like there's the dentist room from Verrucht and the rocket room.
Is that really what it was meant to be? Was it actually meant to be Verrucht? I just assumed...
I assumed it was, because it makes the drill noise when you go in there.
Oh, right, okay. It's just weird seeing it operational, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, some people have said it's the room that Mason gets trapped into in campaign. Or not trapped in, but where he's like
the main menu.
No, I don't think it's that one. I think it's in campaign when he gets brainwashed.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
I'm just assuming it, like you say, it has to be Verrucht because I can't imagine it would have any significance to zombies otherwise. Yeah. I don't think the campaign room has any significance to zombies, not to my knowledge, anyway.
I don't think so. I would just before we actually no, I'll discuss that in the next session. Did you have anything more to kind of add on this bit? What did you think of the Nova Crawlers? I know we kind of touched on them briefly.
I believe, like I said in one of the previous episodes, it might have been the first actually, that I wasn't really a big fan of enemies that, blind you and give you all that visual distortion. I've always found it to be more a nuisance than anything else. But I don't hate the Nova Crawlers. They're just kind of there. I don't really have any strong feelings about them. I guess maybe my opinion would be different if we hadn't encountered them like 20 times throughout Zombies. But they kept bringing them back. So maybe I wouldn't be quite as fatigued by them if we hadn't seen them so often. But I wasn't huge on them, but I thought they were cool. To have something different. It gave the map a bit of a unique flavour, or at least the exception of 5.
Yeah.
But at least in 5, they only show up in one specific spot.
Yeah, and it's only if you go down there in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of evens out, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, in that they are a bit obnoxious in that, like, how they kind of blind you and slow you down.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not a huge fan where I'm like turning around to shooting a horde of zombies and then I have to adjust my aim to like.
Yeah.
I like to go for headshots, but then I have to crouch down to kind of kill all the Nova Crawlers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the Thunder Gun really was made with like these kind of maps in mind. You can tell. It's nice to be able to just turn around, shoot everything, done.
Yeah.
Then wait for the next batch to come in.
Yeah, I like the design though, and my favourite visual is like them coming down the sides of the walls.
Oh yeah. There's a pretty good shot of that in the trailer as well.
Yeah. It's like it really kind of sells the creepiness.
Yeah, like I remember thinking back when it first happened that there was something huge outside, that it wasn't Nova Crawlers.
Yeah.
Because it gave off the impression
that...
Because let's be honest, the noise they make when they come through the roof does not sound like a couple of Nova Crawlers. At all.
Yeah, for real. I always loved like shooting them off the walls with the ray gun and seeing them go flying.
Oh yeah. Classic.
Did you have any other anything to add on mechanics and gameplay?
No, actually, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, moving on to, I guess, our favourite section, music. So I'll cover the first one, and then you can cover the next one.
Okay.
So we got the introduction of Damned as the main theme for zombies in this game.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't introduced in this map, but I'm just kind of putting it in here now because this is the first one that we're talking about. So, yeah, like, how many versions of Damned have we got now?
Oh, God. 7? Something like that?
Like 7 main versions and then some, like, remixes as well.
Yeah, I'm just going by because they often number them, don't they? So I'm just going off the numbers. Yeah, we've definitely had, like, at least 6. For sure.
We've got this one, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Cold War,
Vanguard,
Modern
Warfare,
and 6, 7, 8.
8. I was gonna say it's definitely in that ballpark.
And then throw in a couple of remixes as well.
Aye.
They love this. They love this tune. What is your favourite version of Damned?
Ooh, ever. No, that's a difficult one. I really like Damned 4.
Black Ops 4's one.
Yeah, I've always been partial to that one. I can tell you my least favourite. It's Black Ops 2. Yeah. I do not care for that one.
Yeah. Ooh, it's a tough one. I would honestly say that perhaps Echoes of the Damned, Cold War's one, is my least favourite, to be honest with you.
I was debating that as my favourite, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I love the fact that 90% of it isn't just Damned.
Mhm.
I love that about it. I love the piano intro and all that.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite on that. Like, I find that like ding, ding, ding a bit annoying. I like my Damned sounding like Damned. My favorite is a toss up between this first one and Black Ops 3's.
Aye. I think I just appreciated it more because it was with Cold War, which was trying to be something different.
Yeah,
So I think in that
one
aspect,
could say like,
it
and
does
one
its
could say
job.
like, yeah.
What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, like, one could say that Cold War is essentially like the reboot of the series, wasn't it?
Aye, for sure. Or it was meant to be. Resting on the laurels of it these days.
Yeah. I would definitely say though that this is my favourite main menu. Like being stuck in the chair and seeing the zombie kind of hitting the window in the background while this song plays. Like, oh my god, the Black Ops 1 main menu as a whole is incredibly well done.
It really is. Yeah, could not agree more. I love how he casually walks off screen as well before he comes back with the zombie. He's just like, fuck this, I'm out.
yeah. Just hearing the thumps of the zombie as well, like hitting the window, it's so creepy.
It's such a good menu, it really is. That's one aspect that's definitely gone downhill over the years.
Yeah,
Cold Wars and Black Ops 6's menus are so boring.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the kind of just walking through nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't huge on it in Cold War either, but at least it had a proper background. But Black Ops 6 is literally just nothing but the void.
Yeah.
Black Ops 6 is the worst looking menu for zombies by far. And it's not even close. Just think of Black Ops 2's with like the spinning earth and all that.
Black Ops 2 looks so good, but yeah.
It does, yeah.
Black Ops 1 is definitely the best in my opinion.
I don't know. I'd have to think. I'd have to think on that one. I'm torn between two style. Or the first one's like nostalgia.
That's fair. In the meantime, do you want to kind of go over the most and this is the most iconic song in Zombies?
Yeah, there's no question about that, I don't think. Yeah, so this map gives us 115, so probably the most well-known song in the game.
Yeah, in Call of Duty history, I think.
I'm sure even people who don't play Zombies know 115.
Yeah, for real.
It is, without a doubt, one of, if not the best song across the whole franchise.
Yeah.
And if you say otherwise, you're wrong. I'm joking.
No. Hold your guns. You are wrong if you say otherwise. No, it's definitely an S tier, S plus tier song. Sung once again by the amazing Elena Siegman.
I think it's
never
Siegman?
pronounce her second.
I think.
Siegman. Okay. And the way she does this is just spectacular. Like the whole kind of going from the usual kind of sing-song voice to an absolute guttural screamo.
Yeah, this is the first song to really feature proper screamo, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
I believe it was. I'm sure we talked about it in Dirties, wasn't it? It's like edited, at least modulated, I think.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that she actually full on goes for it, and wow, what an effect!
Yeah. This was the first song that I actually memorised the lyrics for.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just so good.
It's the first song that I really like. Well, I was really like, whoever makes these like songs is really fucking good at what they do.
For real.
100%.
Yeah. I think just everything about it it just screams what the core of the mode is.
Absolutely.
Like, I think if you needed other than Damned, if you needed a theme for zombies or a bit of music that attributes like everything about zombies, 115 is the way to go.
Absolutely. Like, for me, like my favorite part of the song has always been that outro chorus. It's so good.
Is that the one where she goes like, everyone dies and everyone lies?
Yeah, like the just the final bit with all the harmonies and all that sort of thing. It's top notch.
Yeah.
Like, I still get goosebumps listening to it sometimes. It's just that good.
Yeah, and I mean, I love the kind of like opening like guitar.
Oh yeah, the riff.
Riffs.
Yeah.
It's I mean, they clearly Treyarch love it as well because they brought it back enough times.
Absolutely.
They're kind of like anything like it's on the radio. I remember like in like vehicles. I remember in Black Ops 4 when you did an emote, like a mosh pit emote. It played like 115. So
yeah, I think Cold War has a few like that where you play zombie songs. Yeah, no, it's so good. I feel like we could have had an entire video just gushing about 115, to be honest.
Oh, for real.
No, it's an absolute classic, and I highly implore you to listen to it if you haven't already. You know where to find it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's easy to find. Everyone and their mother has uploaded it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think a great bit of music also needs a great music video, doesn't it?
Oh yes, absolutely. So I haven't watched this for a little while, so I've just had to play catch up today and watch it before we started recording. But it is such an iconic trailer for sure.
It really is.
It's exactly how I remember it.
It's in that style of World at War kind of music trailers, but at the same time, it's got that Black Ops 1's like signature on it as well.
Aye, for sure. It definitely feels very vintage.
I think this is the last kind of proper music video we get for a while, though, like using the music that's in the game.
Yeah, I think so. I was going to say that Transit does it with Carry On, but that's not even in the map, is it? But it was supposed to be, I guess, at one point. I think that's so crazy.
Out the bastards.
I think that's so crazy that it was actually there when they took it out. That if you reset to the 1.0 version of the game, you can have that in the map. I don't know if the Skrillex song was in the map at launch.
It was. They had all three in them in Transit.
Baffling.
And it was the way. It was the order that you. There was an order to how you activated each of the teddies that determined which one played. But yeah, I've only heard them each once in game, and then they patched it out.
Right. Baffling. I don't know why you'd take extra content out like that, unless it's a licensing problem or something.
Maybe, but I mean, I don't know because both of those songs are in campaign.
That, and they brought Avenged Sevenfold back for Origins.
Yeah.
So they clearly can't have been that much of an issue.
Absolutely. But getting back to 115 or the trailer for Kino, what was some what's the stick out moment for you?
In the trailer? Probably the bit where they're all lined up. That's always the part that comes to mind.
Like one of them raises up the thunder gun.
Aye, yeah.
I love that quote by Dempsey at the end. Like, you hear it firing it off, but you don't see what happens, and he goes like, it just blew them all over the place. Wow.
Yeah, I do remember that. I heard that in game more than enough times.
So good.
It really is.
So good. Just a couple of things that we didn't really get the chance to speak about in this kind of other section that I didn't know where else to put it. What did you think of the portraits?
They were pretty cool. I like that you get a different comment based on who you're playing as.
Yeah.
I always forget who the fourth one's supposed to be. I remember you quizzed me on this, and I still don't remember who it is.
So, So they retroactively or retconned it to be Primus Nikolai.
Right.
But back in the day, some people theorized that it could be Maxis. We don't know who it was originally.
Yeah. Something only Jimmy Zielinski knows, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you though. I like the different quotes.
Oh yeah.
I think my favourite is like from Dempsey when he speaks about his one, like A Tale of Two Dempsey.
Oh yeah.
Starts slow but has a happy ending.
Yeah, it's iconic.
Or like Rick Toffan's one where he
yeah, this is exactly the one I was about to quote.
When he goes up to, is it the Takeo one?
Oh, I was getting at the Rick Toffen one where he's like, maybe he's compensating for something.
Oh yeah. No, it's the Rick Toffen one where he goes up to Takeo's one and he goes like, "Oh, a picture of the monkey bomb."
Oh.
It's so bad when you think about it.
How times have changed.
Yep.
I think like Call of the
so
Dead.
good.
Some of the things in the closet that are said some of the most outrageous quotes.
Yeah,
in
for
the
real.
entire
You'd never. Yeah.
franchise.
You'd never get those nowadays.
No, for sure. Especially the one about the generators. Dear Lord. That was what my problem was with Classified. They brought them back, but it was so muted.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've lost half of their outrageous charm that they had because they weren't quite as, over the top as they used to be. Because they had to rein them in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Moving on, like, did you, like, I've written some down here, but, like, what rumours and conspiracy theories, that, like, are attributed to Kino particularly, are your favourites?
Kino? It's a hard one. I can't really think of a lot of theories and that from Kino so much. The only one I really remember is that the tower outside where the radio is, people thought was a lander for a while.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of kick-started the storyline, being that they got the lander from Kino to Ascension. But it was just the Berlin Wall, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
No,
I hadn't heard that one.
Yeah, that was an old theory from way back. But beyond that, I don't really know of a whole lot. Which I think if there was
I got a couple of ones.
Oh, go on.
Oh, no, you first.
I was just trying to see if there was anything else, like maybe if I could remember one about like, oh yeah, there's one, the ladder on the back of the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I remember.
Like there was a way to kind of lower the ladder and like.
Which I thought was hilarious. I never believed that one because I was like, you've never climbed a ladder in Zombies before. How would that even work? I mean, it would work now, but it wouldn't work back then.
Yep. So there was the red boxes one where like if you busted open all of the red like power boxes, I think you'd either increase your box chances or box odds, or you got more power ups. It was one of those two, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Either that or it caused a dog round. The round after.
Oh right. Okay.
It was one of those three. There was the monkeys in the pods. That are scattered in around the map. I always thought they looked like people, but other people thought they looked like monkeys.
They're definitely like zombies or people in Black Ops 3, for sure.
Yeah. There's the perk bottles in Spawn, next to next to Quick Revive. People thought there was something to do with that. Here's a fun one, like. You mentioned it earlier, but like diving onto other players in Spawn. I remember people kind of like going into the corner next to the window at the bottom of the stairs, and other people diving onto them. And apparently that would give you kind of either increased box odds or increased power up odds.
This makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like how people fell for this.
Yeah, so there's quite a few There's some others out there, but I can't remember exactly what they are. There's the knocking in the changing room. If you go up to a door, there's a
Oh, yeah,
opening.
yeah.
You
In
hear
that-
tapping, and people thought that was like Morse code or something.
In that, like, suitcase or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one.
There's Samantha's name on that wall.
Oh yeah, and like people theorize that the other ones are like her friends or something.
Yeah, it's like Abigail or something. I remember that getting a lot of traction with Misty, which just doesn't make any sense. But yeah. Just fun
There's the
theories,
Grim Reaper bloodstain on the lectern in Spawn.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's the piece
which
of paper with the question mark on it that doesn't do anything.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
It's
Is that the one in the fire pit room?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do know about that one. Sorry.
I've never found out what it does. I've never been able to find any closure on it either. So I'm assuming
me
it doesn't
either.
do anything. It's literally just there.
Yeah. Anything else?
Trying to think. There was the fun bit of trivia, I guess, of being able to see yourself on the screen with the camera, but it's not like hidden or anything.
Yeah. Oh, thinking about that, I suppose we'd be remiss in not mentioning things like the Wii version of Kino.
Oh yes, yeah, that's true. Oh, what was that thing I quizzed you on that time? There's an audio log where it references Great Leap Forward.
Oh, I don't know.
But it's
that
exclusive to the Wii version.
one.
I think it's like behind the podium or something.
Right. Okay. I don't know that one, to be honest with you. I've not played the Wii version myself, to be honest.
I've played it a couple times. It was alright. It was a fun gimmick. I did like that you could rotate the guns by turning the remote, so you could get
cool.
you could get like a proper look at the weapons, which you can't do on the console version.
Doing weapon inspects before weapon inspects actually introduced.
Exactly.
That's cool.
But I
didn't realise that.
It was really neat that you could, just kind of do it yourself. You didn't need to, like you say, just press a button and have them do it for you.
That's really cool.
It's one of the perks
of
VR, actually, being able to do that. What we said.
I was just say the only thing I do know about that I did like the idea of that you could buy the org.
Yes,
on the stage.
Aye, that was class.
Yeah. Anything else you want to discuss about Kino?
I'm just trying to remember if the Wii version. Sorry to backtrack. If it had any, if it got any of the other maps, I don't think it did.
I don't remember.
It's funny because the really phone version got up until Call of the Dead, but apparently the Wii version wasn't powerful enough to get the rest of the maps. I just find that funny.
I can't say I played the iOS version of Kino either.
I did. That's the one where Dempsey's looks terrifying and his eyes are blacked out. If you haven't seen it, you'll have to Google it. Honestly, it's something to behold. He looks. I've always argued that in Kino on, Black Ops 1 in general, he looks a lot worse than his World at War counterpart for some reason, and that could not be more true in this case. But the phone version, God, I don't know what he looks like on the Wii. I dread to think.
I don't know.
It's weird because his textures on World at War are relatively sharp, but for some reason when they make the transition to Black Ops 1, he looks really blurry and low quality. I don't know what on earth has happened to his assets between games.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Oh, one more bit of trivia. The hand models.
Oh yeah, they use different version of Mason's. Apart from Takeo's, I think they use his
Multiplayer, isn't it?
Yeah, multiplayer one, but all of the other ones are from campaign with Mason's hands.
Yeah.
So Nikolai's is Nikolai's is not Verukta, Volkuta's. Like when Mason was in Volkuta.
Alright.
Dempsey's is you don't see his hand model in that cutscene where he goes through the Pentagon, but it's that one.
Right.
And Rick Toften's is actually Hudson's. Sorry, when he's in the hazmat suit.
Oh yeah. The mask walk level.
That's the one. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, like this is the first time we actually got to see like different hand models other than just the ones we see in World at War all the time.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I think they did a good job of picking ones that looked like they fit the characters that they were supposed to be for.
Yeah, for real.
Like, honestly, I think they're probably more associated with the zombies characters now than they are the, the maps that they're actually from.
Much like the actual like the 3D character models themselves.
Yeah, like I remember it being really jarring in Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 3 when you'd play the old maps and Nikolai wouldn't have his gloves. And I was like, this is just wrong. Where's his blue gloves? Like, oh shit, he doesn't actually have any. If you look at his hand model, he's not got gloves on.
Oh, so good.
But they sell the illusion. It works.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, it's not really the thing you kind of look at, is it? Like,
no, Dempsey's is the only one you can really get away. Well, Rick Toften's as well, I suppose. Takiyo's, I don't
Rick
know.
Toten does have like.
No, Takiyo doesn't have the wraps around his hand, does he?
No,
that's just he's just got his hands.
It's funny that in To Rise and Drac, they show those kind of hands.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. On the there's a pair of hands that like have been torn off on the railings, and they're the wrapped hands that look like.
Takiyo's, yeah. Which ones is? Well, then again, his hand model in Origins kind of has those.
I don't know. It's assumed that it's like the Ultimus Takeo, so.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know.
He didn't get very far, did he?
Nope.
It could be as well, because it's a different universe, isn't it? So.
Well, I think that's what it's kind of implied to be.
Right.
Right, well, if there's nothing else to cover with Kino, then I'll kind of jump into our closing words.
Aye, sounds good to me.
So, next episode, being as there isn't going to be another Zombies map coming out for Season 4 of Black Ops 6, Josh and I are going to return to From Software and cover our initial impressions of Elden Ring Night Rain. And then the episode after that will cover the Zombies map 5, so stay tuned for both of those. As usual, YouTube pleasantry reminders of liking, sharing and subscribing, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll give over to Josh for the final words.
Alright, so just all the usual stuff again, really. Like, we did include a bit of a discussion about what we're going to do with the Discord in the last episode, but obviously it's not here anymore. So I haven't had time to really set that up yet. So just if you want to talk to people who also like zombies, feel free to check out the Discord. If you're interested in any of the other games and that we talk about, we might make a section or a separate channel for it, but we'll see what happens. Again, we're pleading for help with Ascension and Shangri-La Easter eggs, considering we cannot do these ourselves. So if you're on Xbox, feel free to reach out on here or on Discord or through YouTube comments. It's whatever's easier for you. And we'd be happy to have someone on board to help us get those if you want to feature in the footage. And we'd also like to know what your thoughts are on Kino de Toten, whether you enjoy it as much as we do. And I think that's probably about it, really. Yep. Like I said, now on to the headache of editing it all together. Might be next week's job, I'll be honest. But right. Well, thanks for watching anyway, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.